everyone, it's Dianne at Minerva. I hope you're all having a fabulous week. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a make for this Butterick coat. We're going to be making version A on the cover right here with the drapey collar. And what we're going to be using today is this Minerva Core Range Argyle coating. It has a fabulous check design going through it. So as you can see, the colours, there's sort of a gradient of colour going through it, from a pale grey right to a deep charcoal. It's a really beautiful design and it feels so soft. It's going to make a fabulous autumn winter coat. So everything will be tagged if you wish to sew along with me. Remember to prepare your fabric before you begin. And when you've done that, we're going to check our sizing on the back. And when you're sure of the perfect fit, we're going to go and cut our pattern pieces together. So let's go and do that now. So here we have our pieces for our coat. You're going to cut two pieces of this piece. So this is your front. Make a note of your markings, your circles, and your notches. And then here at this straight double line, you can lengthen or shorten. Here we have the back piece. This time you're going to cut this piece on the fold. The fold line is here. Make a note of your notches and your circles. Again, lengthen or shorten at this point. And here we have our sleeve pieces. You're going to cut two pieces. This is a straight grain. Make a note of your markings and your circles. So now we're ready to begin making our coat. So first of all, you want to wind half of your thread onto your machine spool and check your machine needle. Now today you're going to need a slightly thicker needle for this fabric. I'm using a universal size 90 today, so you want between a 90 and 100. Test it out on a piece of scrap fabric before you begin and see what works best for you. When you've done this, we're going to take our front pieces of our coat, and first of all we're going to do some reinforcing. Now we want this front piece, so I'm going to show it you on the pattern first of all. So it's this piece right here. We've got these lines here. So as you can see, we have two circles and then a dart, but we also have these broken lines here. We're going to stitch along here for your size, so you'll have marked that onto your pattern piece, just to reinforce, and then we're going to clip into it. We're going to do that first of all. So here I've marked my broken lines onto my fabric. Now I'm going to stitch on them. You're going to cut into that point, snip into that point. Do the same on both sides. Now you're going to stitch your dart in the front. So I've placed some pins in so that you can see a little bit more clearly. This is the point of my dart. Then the markings come up here, up to these points here and here. So we're going to bring those together on the inside and we're working towards this point here. Going to come off at a gradual V at this point. Don't make it too sudden. So back tack to begin, but then let your threads run off at the end. Knot your threads at the end and push that knot down towards the point that you've just made. Press it towards the outside. Use a press cloth over the top if you're pressing on this fabric. Now bring your centre back seam together. So this is in one piece with your front pieces like this. So this is the dart that you've just created on the front. This is your back seam here, these two pieces. So make sure you've got right sides facing, these two notches matching here. We're going to stitch a 1.5 centimetre seam here, and then we're going to create a flat fell seam. So a 1.5 centimetre seam first of all here. Then on this underneath one you're going to trim it 3 millimetres. Now this side that you've left raw, you're going to turn under and press towards it. Now hopefully, like me, you won't have used notches, you will have used chalk instead. Makes your flat fell seams much easier. You're going to turn it under like this. Remember to use a cloth, a pressing cloth, if you're ironing on this fabric at all. You don't want to ruin this lovely effect. So you're pressing that under, and that's enclosing that raw edge on the inside. And now we're going to stitch down close to this edge here. So that will give you a neat finish on both sides. Now you can just trim this away to 6mm on the inside if you wish, but do be aware that if you're using coating fabric it is much thicker, and if you're using a flat felt seam this will be much bulkier here the more you leave, but obviously there's more chance of it fraying out the thinner it is. If you use a small stitch, and you have got a double row of stitching there at that back collar. So 6mm or 3mm, it's up to you, but it will depend on the thickness of your fabric, how much you trim away on the inside. Now stay stitch around your back neck edge, 1.3cm away from the raw edge. Now ease stitch the shoulder edge of the back piece between the notch and the circle here. Put it on your largest straight stitch. Now pin your shoulders front and back like this, right sides facing, matching your notches here, and then this part of the shoulder comes right up to here where your dart is, look, because you have your circles that match there. So we're stitching it to here. When we've stitched that in place, we're going to create a flat fell seam there as well. You don't have to do these seam finishes if you don't want to. You could just edge finish it, or you could use some binding tape on it if you wish. So we've trimmed the excess from the underneath part of the seam, we've folded it over, and we're stitching across the shoulder again now, look. Now you're going to pin across the back of your neck. Now here, where you've got your centre seam of your collar, I've made sure that I've marked the centre back point here and lined it up. And then you're coming to meet where you've just stitched your shoulder seams here. And here we have a dart. You want to make sure that where you've got those stitching lines where we went to a point and we snipped into them, we go right into that corner there. So you're going to meet that stitching at the shoulder, but we need to get right into that corner where we've just snipped. So that bit is a little bit fiddly. You need to manipulate this a little as you get in there and back tack. We're going to come across here. We can release these stitches after. Across and meet your shoulder at the other side here. Again, we need to get right in there where that little point is that we stitched at the beginning. Stitch that now. It does tell you to trim some away and fold it under to create a neat finish after, but I'm going to show you a different way to do this because I think this is quite fiddly when we've already got these bulky points here at the corners. Now at this back neck edge again, it's telling you to do a flat fell seam again, but this can be quite bulky, what with this flat fell seam here and then these bits where it meets at the shoulder. So what I've done is I've made myself a piece of sort of bias strip out of the wool mix fabric. So I've folded it back on both sides. You don't have to do it as thick as this, it's up to you. I've done mine, that's 4 centimetres and then turned in, so it's this thick. And then I've pinned it to the back of the neck and I'm stitching that on by hand. Alternatively, you could get yourself some seam tape. I will link this in case you want to use this, and you could just use a piece of seam tape along the back of the neck and trim your seam allowance quite small and then stitch this over the top either by machine or hand stitchers. I just think it'll give a better finish than trying to do a flat fell seam at that back neck with all that bulk going on. So use your preferred method. Now you're going to pin your front to your back at the side seams, and again you're going to stitch with a 1.5cm seam allowance, and you can also use your flat fell seam at this point if you wish. Now ease stitch around the top curve of the sleeve. And when you've done that, you're going to stitch your underarm seam. So bring your markings together here and stitch with a 1.5cm seam allowance. Now when you've done this, you can either overlock it off, edge finish by zigzagging, or you can do a flat fell seam again, same as the other seams that we've just completed. Now finish your sleeves with a narrow hem. So this is a double fold, 1.5 centimetres. So that's 1.5 centimetres in total, so you're only folding it under so it's nice and narrow. Now we're going to add in our sleeves to our coat. So this is your coat, and your coat is the wrong way around at this point. Now your sleeves, you want those turned the right way around, and we're going to put a sleeve inside the armhole like this. I'm going to line up the underarm point with the underarm point on your jacket. Pin that in place. And then you will see that these 2 notches here and 2 notches here at the back line up. If you find you've only got 1 notch and 2 notches there, you've got the wrong sleeve, so you need to pick the other one up. So that's your right side now of fabric or facing on both. So the coat is the wrong way, the sleeve is the right way around, and when placed together like this, right sides are facing. Pin that in place. Do the same on the other side where you've got the 1 notch and the 1 notch here on your coat. Pin it at the shoulder where you have your marking here. And then you can pull on your ease stitches and pin it in the rest of the way. When you've done this, we're going to stitch it in place. Now finish around your coat edges with a narrow hem. Now you're going to turn under your collar and hem it. It's a 1.5 centimetre hem the whole way around. So if you could do that double fold if you're working on lighter fabric, but on thicker fabric I would suggest edge finishing it and just turning it under once so that it doesn't affect the drape of the collar around the front. So here is the finished coat. So it drapes like this when worn. Well, I hope you've enjoyed sewing along with me today. Now there are a number of different ways that you could make this coat. You could make it in a lighter version, and then that would greatly affect the way it sews together, the way it drapes, and of course the finishing. Now it does recommend, as I said throughout the sew along, that there are flat fell seams throughout. There are certain places you may not want to do these, such as on the sleeves and also at the back of the neck where I demonstrated a different way of finishing it. This will depend on the thickness of your fabric, how you choose to finish your garment. Please let us know if you've made this pattern before, and remember to include any photographs because we always love to see what you've been making. Remember to take a look at the Minerva Craft Club to get 10% off all your orders for a whole year, and of course create a free account with us to join in with our wonderful worldwide sewing community. Well, that's all from me for today, but I hope to be back soon with another sew along. If you like what I'm wearing today, this is one of our viscose challis fabrics, and this is a dress, and I will pop this in the description below in case you're interested. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye for now.